Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Local Pundit.
If it comes in, oh, what a goal!
Oh, no! Oh, no! Celebrate! Are you kidding?
The Reds have still topped the league.
And on it, gave us... Who's ready for the best damn watch? Who's ready for the best damn podcast in life? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I'm Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham reaction a day later. That was supposed to be done 2 hours later, but I had some time to do it now, so I'm doing it now. And then there will be another show, Breakfast Club, later on with I think it's Ken and Aaron and Patty. I'm throwing it all off. Yes, I'm throwing it all off. Yes. How's everyone doing? We had a Friday night football last night. It is Saturday. So weird to wake up this morning and not have a match to watch. But we are here. I got the reaction here. Like I said, I had to go pick up my dad. So, family was familying. And so that's why we did not do the Wrexham reaction yesterday. But hope y'all had a good night last night. Hope you enjoyed your morning, watching some of the results come through. We'll look at that real quick. But, we're going to top. We have two interviews coming up, one from Phil Parkinson and one from George Dobson. George Dobson had put us ahead in the first half. I thought it was Maxi Boy, but it was Max hit it, then Dobson put it in. But I actually just listened to Dobson's interview with O'Brien after the match, and they were a little disappointed at the result. They said it's a game of two halves, but I will say we were denied that match. I thought we could have gone on and won that game, in my opinion, dropping points at home again, but also a good result. I said I think we're gonna get a draw. I thought that was gonna happen, and the win would have been good for us. But I thought that game was there for the taking. The first half we had them on their heels. I liked what I was seeing. I liked what the team was doing, and then all of a sudden we come out in the second half and we just absolutely just diapered ourselves. Not great, absolutely not great. And then they coming out of us waves. There was opportunities left and right. I just thought that for me, I'm really happy with the point. I would have been ecstatic with the win. I don't like losing. Sorry, it feels like a loss. Again, yesterday I said some of the sometimes I just feel I don't know what Parkinson's doing with his subs or non-subs for that is. Anyways, please smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the Local Pundit if you haven't already. Get your bells on and become a member if you want to become a member. We are under 100 away. I think it's like 91 away from 3,000 subscribers, and we're so lucky to have this fantastic community of beautiful people all over the world. So Steve Barton's in the house says, hell yeah, he's rewatching the match. Claire says, boom. And we dropped points too in case our second half we dropped points too in that case on our second half performance. You guys did, but we were up first. We dropped points. We have not won a match at home. Claire says, hi, John, did you make it to the match yesterday? Weather was awful. Yes. This my top of the line thing too, and I was just looking at some of the player ratings here. Lewis O'Brien did get man of the match. AO had some fantastic saves, by the way. They got a 7 for him. Max Cleworth had got a 7. He got that hockey assist, I would say, to Dobson. Those of you hockey fans, also I'm getting my hockey hair ready getting my hockey hair ready for the season as well. Hyam, he apparently got cramp at the end there. That's why he had to come off. That's why Scarsy came on. Callum Doyle had his best game for Wrexham, comfortable on the ball, picked up some good passes, they're saying, gave him a 7. Issa Gabori had another good game, but not as spectacular as I thought. I thought Cochran did really well, keeping him in check. John had said that he wasn't that fast, but he used what he had, which was his positioning and his power. And I thought Gabori had one of his, in my opinion, not one of his better games. He's had better games. Couldn't get as many crosses in as we wanted. George Dobson couldn't cope with him in the first half. I thought George Dobson looked really good in that first half. Our passing was a little off. Ben Sheaf got a 7. Dobson got an 8. Ryan Longman didn't make as much impact as Kabore, they're saying. And considering he's playing on the wrong wing, I think he actually plays good over there. Chelsea just scored. Yeah, they did. I just looked up 2-1. Nice. Well done. Their managers just ran down the pitch like he thought he was Jose Mourinho in 1995. Going back to this, Josh Windass had his free roll, but he did not have a good game. I would say he's one of our best players, but I didn't think he was fully fit. And I thought it showed. He's always going to give it a go. It's Esteban who scored it. Oh, fantastic. He did give it a go, and I got to give him respect for that. I would have had Broadhead on. Broadhead needed a little more time on the pitch. Welcome Esteban to the Premier League. He's an absolute stud. And Kiefer Moore worked hard, but it wasn't sticking for him yesterday. Wasn't sticking. I would have maybe had a change at one time. Parkinson, he kept him on. The subs were all off. I don't understand. I don't understand what he was doing, but I think we gave that second half away. We did. You got to be honest and you got to have your opinion about what it is. It's a good point. Trust me, it is. But we gave the second half away. We really did. I thought that Birmingham City came out and they came out with a purpose. And you got to give. They were in better positions. We did have some opportunities. They were put themselves in better positions. They went about their business doing work and doing bits. And you got to give them credit. What frustrates me is those games, seeing that first half performance, and John will stick to this too about their second half performance, seeing that first half performance and the players doing what they're doing. It's like, oh, we can go out and get 2 or 3. Now, granted, they could have got 2 or 3 as well. Ao made some fantastic saves. Issa did slip. That ball was put over. I think it was, who was their right wing back? It was Gray, who's a fantastic player as well. But, you know, you got to go and kick on and win that match. You just do. Get up to 2-0. O'Brien should have put that ball away. Unfortunately, he had his head down, didn't look up, could have chipped the keeper. Their keeper, Beadle, who came in, who just got replaced this match, or who got put in this match, had a fantastic game. You got to give him a lot of credit. The keepers played really well yesterday. I got to say, I left that match frustrated. It's 24 hours later plus, and I'm still frustrated. And but I'm really happy with the point. I am, but I just want to see us go and win these games rather than sitting back, taking the hits without scoring goals and being more clinical. And I don't know if that will come. Like I said, I thought that Windass did not look his fully fit yesterday. Maresca got a red card, by the way. Holy God. He did not look fully fit yesterday. And if he wasn't fully fit, then Parkinson needs to be, obviously he's fit enough to play, but he didn't look at his best. So I don't know whether they gave him a shot or he felt okay. It was taped up, not sure. But, for that, you got Broadhead. But Broadhead didn't have enough time to get on the pitch. I know this is going to sound cliche, to make an impact because he was an impact player and I thought he could do it really well. John Elmore said, Gray and Kabora canceled themselves out, minus a slip in the box. That's true. You did miss an opportunity that is as bad as we have played all season in the first half. Again, he's right. We missed the trick there. They were there for the taking. Birmingham City were there for the taking at our home to get our first win of the season at home. I can't believe I'm saying that after, 4 or 5 games at home. I don't know what it is. And you could see it. Even the boys said, it was Dobson and O'Brien said, you know what? A little bit disappointed in the result, but then it was, also a fair result comparative to how the first half went from the second half. I don't know what that is. I don't know why we can't put full 90 together, a full performance together. It is, but, we're in 15th. Coventry just, by the way, blitzed Sheffield Wednesday this morning, and we're in 15th place. But going into the break, I want to see if I can bring this up here. I'm going to see what the table looks like after today, because there were some results. The results were resulting today. Table. There's the table. Coventry City are on top. I've actually picked them to win the league. Coventry City are on top. 3 wins on the bounce, plus 2 draws before that. Middlesbrough lost yesterday. And then, Wrexham are right here. We're in 18th after today. Sorry about that. We're in 18th. Birmingham City are in 15th. See, these draws, again, I said it yesterday. I do not want to dig ourselves a hole. We are 9 points off top of the table. I'm not even talking to playoffs. 9 points on top of the table. You start digging that hole, it's tough to get out of it. So my goal is I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but, there's a big difference between 15th and 18th just by looking at it, but it's only 2 points. To get up to, let's say, even 6, that's 5 points, But the next game we play is against Stoke. Stoke are in fifth. They've had 3 draws in a row. Their form is, as good as ours, I guess. Actually, it's exactly as ours. But my goal is not to dig ourselves a hole that we have to get out of it. You spend £30 million. And by the way, Chris Davies talking about Wrexham spending money. Y'all spent money last season. You know what I mean? But I understand what he's trying to say. I thought it was sack watch for him. First half, we punched them in the mouth with Dobson's header. And we got to go and kick on and win those games. We just have to. I'm not here to happy clap and say, well, it was a good performance and we dropped. I don't want to do that. I don't want to piss anybody off or whatever, but I want to go win these games. That's a winnable game. That is the frustration part. That is a winnable match for Wrexham to go and take at a certain time to take a team that is very, very good. They were a little bit vulnerable. Talk about the manager, the owners in the crowd. Go and do that. Not to say that we didn't put in a full. I don't think we didn't put in a full performance. We didn't. We didn't. John Elmer says Windass is not fully fit. Brody should have come on at 60. Yes, the subs are out. I cannot make any sense of it. The overall one real positive I took was that we're closing the gap to complete for the top of the championship. We're pulling points away. We're pulling points. We're pulling points. But when you go ahead, you got to try to hold your lead, and not by absorbing pressure and coming out on the second half and having them score a goal within 25 seconds. You don't do that. Dwayne's in the house. Good day. On last night's showing, neither side is getting near the playoffs. It's a long season, and I will say that. It is a long season, John. And I'm not plugging us in the bottom or the middle of the table, whatever. I believe we can go on and do things. It's starting to waver a little bit when we drop points like that. And I will continue to say drop points because I know the second half was the second half. We should have played better. We go up, you got to hold that lead. Leap and Sarah's in the house. 18 years old, scores a winner for Chelsea. Wow. Estebao is one of the best young players in the world, by the way. I'm watching it over my shoulder. Estebao is one of the best young players in the world. He's from Palmeiras, Brazilian international. He's awesome. John Merrill says, buy a lottery ticket. You guys were lucky yesterday. We're still too old in general. We weren't as snappy there. Agreed, John. Neither team looked like playoff bound. Well, apparently we're still gelling. Fun fact, or really not so fun, is that the third draw in 9 league games that we had the lead and going into the second half. Yes. That's not a fun fact. And the whites of the eyes waiting, hold to make subs is outrageous. It is outrageous. And challenge me on any of that. I don't care. It is outrageous. What the fuck are you waiting for? What are you waiting? You have players on the bench that come on and make a difference. Not at 70 minutes, not at 84 minutes, 60 minutes. Windass wasn't having a good game yesterday. He was not fully fit, it looked like. And I could be wrong. Tell me something different. I'm interested to see what Parkinson. I have not listened to this, or I have not listened to Dobson on the interviews here. I'm interested to do that right now. Oh, we should have gotten more than 3 points in 3 games. Dobson said we should have got 9 points. Dobson said we could have got 9 points in 3 games that we drew, that we were ahead in. 9 points. So add 9 to that. Now what's 9? I don't know. Add 8 more, whatever the fuck it is. We're at what, 11 points, 10 points, 12? Dobson even said we could have gotten 9 points. That doesn't include the loss to Southampton. Yes. I'm rewatching the game. We dropped 2 points. Outrageous. Are you agreeing with me or not agreeing with me? And John says, Steve, we both got lucky. Either side can claim their 45. They did enough to win the game. All in all, a draw was fair. It was a fair result. On the Wrexham, with the Wrexham tinted red glasses on here, we should have gone on and kicked on and won that game. But in hindsight, it is equal to a draw. That sub stuff was bizarre, absolutely. Fair enough. By the way, Chelsea manager has great pace. He does a good pace. That would be 16 total if you take those. If you take those losses to draws to wins. Very true. All right, let's listen to what Parkinson had to say if you haven't listened to her already. And again, please smash that like button and please become a member of a subscriber of the channel. Live every single day as we are. All right, let's see what Parkinson has to say. Got 4 minutes, 49 seconds. We'll see how much we get through it.
A point here against Birmingham City at the Stoke Iras. Your reaction to that one tonight?
I thought first half we played well. I was really pleased. In difficult weather conditions tonight, I thought the shape of the team was really good. We pressed at the right times. Got the goal. Had a couple of other really good moments to extend the lead. And yeah, just so disappointed to concede straight from the kickoff. I don't think we hide away from that. Of course, there's a ricochet which breaks to their lads, and then just in the split second moment, not going with the runner. That decision has just cost us, and it's a good finish from the lad. And then from there on in, we had some periods, but I thought the goal sapped the energy out of us a bit. And the third game in 6 days as well, and obviously the goal gave them energized them. We still had some good things.
Third game in 6 days. Third game in 6 days. And we had players that should have come on a little earlier. I'm going to bring up John's quote right here. What I will say is one manager made changes to win the game, and it wasn't the home manager. Too conservative.
Decent moments, some good periods. We couldn't quite find that bit of
We did have good moments. There were good moments. This is a frustrated supporter here. This is a frustrated. Watching it is frustrating at times.
quality to go and win the game. But the lads have given us a lot again tonight. You know, they really have. That's a tough schedule. You know, Derby, Leicester on Tuesday, and then tonight. And you know, the work the lads are putting in on the training pitch. I think everybody can see that out there. With one defeat in 8, you know, take the QPR game away. There's a good level of consistency from the lads, and you know, we've just got to, as much as we're disappointed, we've got to, you know, use this international break now to give a few of the lads a bit of rest, get a few of the others ready to selection. You know, Ollie Rathbone, some 11v11, practice George Thompson more, Libby Kakachi, getting him.
Thompson was ready to come on yesterday. He was. I don't know what happened. I think he wanted to shore it up in the back. I think Jaime got cramp. I think they mentioned that too. We mentioned that earlier too. But again, you know, the squad is there to be used. The squad is there to be used. You have the available squad to go in there and make a difference. Now, I will say we are improving. And again, that frustration part of me watching it is like, holy God, it's right there for the taking. We are right there. We are this close to looking like a full, you know, a side that is really clicking with all the injuries that are happening. Granted, injuries all over the place. To be fair, Birmingham City had injuries as well. I think they had 9 injuries, something like that, something crazy. Every team's going to have injuries, but it was there for the taking. There are some positives to take from this, 100%. Putting in the effort, not putting your heads down. But, you know, we need to finish our dinner, and we need to go out, and we need to, at home, we cannot get absolutely bullied around in the second half when we're up. And coming out of the second half, I don't care if it's a deflection or not, falls to the guy, good finish. It was a great finish, by the way. Still, wake the F up. You're coming out. They're going to come at you. You think that they were going to sit back? No.
Closer to selection as well. You know, but there's a lot of positives for us tonight. You know, Ben Sheaf's got through another 60, 65, which in these 2 games was always my plan to bring him off, because get to this international break with him having the minutes he's had now. You know, he's right where we need him to be, and you know, I thought he was excellent tonight.
So Ben Sheaf is saying, I didn't know this. He's still trying to get him up to speed. That's why he made that sub. He was going to do it. So that was Parkinson did say every player has their own individual plan. Obviously, I didn't know that Sheaf. How would I fuck do I know it? I didn't know that Sheaf was not. I guess is not good for 90. You know what I mean? So there you go. And Matty James coming on. You want to dictate a little bit of the park? We just gave up. We just gave up the ball. So what's the point of that? What's the point of bringing on someone who's going to hold and dictate the run of play? Matty James, who played well the game before. I don't understand.
To touch on another positive, obviously George getting the goal.
And by the way, Parkinson brought other guys on just like for like. We didn't change anything. He didn't change anything. It was a like for like. So he didn't change anything to adapt to the game, going back down to 1-1. And again, he said we were comfortable. Again, I thought he said we're comfortable without the ball, but he didn't change anything. He just stayed as is.
That put you ahead. I mean, what have you made of his performances so far? Because it does feel like as we've risen, he's also risen as well.
Yeah, brilliant. It's an opportunity there for everybody to stake a claim, and Dobbo's done that. And
Dobbo's played
he's a player with a huge heart, but got quality as well, and he's shown it again tonight. And he's stepped up to the level, and he's got the determination to show everybody he can live in this company, and he's really shown it.
Looking at
Java has played well. My fear is that he's going to run him into the ground. Java has played fantastic at times. He really has. He can't shoot for shit, but he's nice head on the ball. But he has played fantastic. My fear is going to run him into the ground.
Derby last weekend, the game here tonight. Does it feel like you're almost there in regards to getting back to the side that you are at home?
Yeah, I feel there's a different feel to the performances at home. You know, the Reading game, the Derby game, and tonight were, you know, if we go back to the West Brom game and Sheffield Wednesday were cut open too easy in those games. And we've rectified that. We've worked hard as a group to rectify that. So, yeah, in that part of it, I'm very pleased with. Obviously, we'd love to be able to turn one of those draws into wins. But I think, as everybody sees in the division, there are lots of draws. The games are so tight. They're separated on moments. And, you know, tonight, that one moment, we've been punished for it. But, you know, they could also say that the set play they haven't dealt with as well. So, Listen, there's lots of really, really good stuff for us tonight. The lads, the Tuesday game at Leicester was a real big ask. And to go again tonight, we've got to give the lads a lot of credit. And we'll keep building and working together. And we look forward to a couple of weeks' time when we go again.
Look, he's not going to. Again, he's a winner in the last 3 seasons, getting promoted. So you got to give him credit for that. He knows what he's doing. He knows his squad. He's not going to. He knows the squad. He knows how to dictate matches. Parkinson's not going to go out and unless we're, he's not going to do something out of his character. And he's proven, and he's proven what he knows how to do to win football matches. It is right there. So you cannot, you can't get at him too much. He's still trying to figure out the squad. He's got guys that can only play 65 minutes, things like that. Some of the things that he does with the subbing, I'd love to pick his brain a little bit more. But he's not going to do that. But he's he's got back-to-back promotions. We can be questioning and frustrated at times, but he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. So, but you can't just sit here and just be like, well, that happened. I'm sorry. This is not the channel for you. But you got to be critical at times. Now, getting a point against Birmingham City, who are a really good side, good. The problem is, again, I say it was an opportunity to take them down. We should have taken them down. It seems to me we are getting better. We are improving, although now we're in 18th. So we're not going up the table. We are not going up the table. We actually fell down after today's results. So that is part and parcel of how this league's going to go. Yes, these games are tight. We'll figure out a way to win the games. And I think John said it earlier. One manager made changes to win the game. The other one made changes to not lose the game. After rewatching, Dabo played a hell of a match. He did. Ryan, Hanby, Cullen need Wrexham to do better because I need them to overtake QPR. Laugh out loud. He's repeating last season with Dabo, flogging him early, spelled him in the middle of the season, brought him back at the end of the season. So it's like bang, bang. Yeah, it sounds about right. But who's going to cover for him? Who? Thomason? Who's going to cover for him? Who's his cover? Thomason? But anyways, a couple more seconds here of it. Actually, it's a minute, but yeah.
Touch on that body of work you mentioned about the intense schedule. How do you reflect back on what your side have done since they returned from the international break initially?
Yeah, I think we've shown consistency apart from the goals really conceded against QPR, where we were very disappointed in the manner of those. We've looked stronger as a unit, as a team, and we've certainly improved. I think Doyley was good today. Put him back in. I thought he's showing real quality on the ball. Max, he's grown into the level, and obviously Dom's come in and has been colossus for us.
Just finally, what's key?
I thought Doyle played well. He earned his spot for me. I do like Brunty back there. He had the last game people were on him for the goal, but I thought Doyle did play really well yesterday coming in, young guy on his birthday, really good defensive work. People think he's too slow. Okay. Show me the clips and we'll see.
When you return from that international break to make sure that you're in good shape to go again.
Yeah, just the week now is about some training, 11v11s for like say Ollie Rathbone, George Thompson, those players, getting Libby as close as we can to being available for selection, giving a few of the others a bit of rest. I think they need that because when we come back, there's another busy schedule coming. So we've got to make sure that that we don't let the disappointment affect the plan for these next couple of weeks, because we've got to make sure that we come back in refreshed, ready to go again.
I mean, I'm not the only one that's disappointed in that result. The whole fucking team's disappointed in it. There's disappointment disappointed they lost the game. That's how they drew the game. Feels like a loss. Talking about Libby coming back in, get him back. I mean, he's gonna have 2 more weeks. I think it's a hamstring injury. I'm not sure, or a thigh or a calf. I don't know, but he's got to get back in the squad. I like Longman, but Libby's better. I mean, Libby's just a better player. We got to get him back up to speed, which is going to take some time. At least these next 2 weeks, just get him back. He had a setback the last international break. Now, again, I repeat it all the time. I hate international breaks. Hate them with a passion. We've got 2 within quick succession here, but use them correctly. Get Ollie Rathbone back fit and firing. Ready to go. Whether it be obviously not going to start, be a sub. Get Kakache back. Rest Windass. Get him back. Get Thomason. Get Thomason up the speed and do that. Just, it's good. So use the time appropriately. Give Dobson a rest. Also, too, I got to talk about Kiefer Moore real quick. Before I get into the Dobson thing. And maybe it's a little bit off the subject here, but look, Kiefer Moore has scored, 4 goals for us? 4 goals so far? He's immense. He's powerful. He does score goals, but at times I get frustrated with him. He's got good layoff play. He does some really good things for sure. But at times I get a little bit frustrated that can't get the ball out from his feet. He's a good player. He's going to score goals. I said he's going to score 20, and I still think it. But, yesterday just seemed a little bit, I don't know what it was. I don't know if you were man marking him, double teaming him, but, he's got more to give, and yesterday was not one of his best. Maybe he's tired. I don't know. Going into international break, it's going to be, hopefully he gets some rest too. So, it's and getting crosses really into him yesterday either too. But fair play to Birmingham City. They kept him at bay. Steve Barton with the $5 super chat. Yeah, talk about the ref was that was an understatement. I can't believe you didn't cuss in your super chat there, Steve. The ref was absolutely unbelievably awful for both sides. Not just for us, but for Birmingham City. Terrible. Terrible officiating. Terrible. And both teams were like, what? Both teams were. I don't know how that guy refs another match. Inconsistent, fouls are happening, and just nothing. He was probably the worst of the season so far. The worst. And it dictated the game. There were fouls that weren't calling. There were fouls that weren't fouls that he was calling. Just a fucking disaster. Embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. If I was Parkinson, I would have gotten a red card for cussing him out. It was just absolutely terrible. Moore has never scored 20 in a season. Okay, there you go. Good for him. I just said he could get 20. Keeper looks like a newborn baby giraffe with the ball of his feet. And Isaac likes Doyle's passing better than Brunty. And Morgan says he rushes because he knows even if he's hacked it down, he won't get the decision. He got a lot worse for us than he was in Birmingham. He was not good yesterday. He wasn't. If that's the worst ref you've seen all season, we've been lucky. He was terrible, John. I even felt bad for you guys at times, and that's hard to do. He needs an IB at halftime. Last part about the ref. Yeah. Okay, let's see right here. Let's see what Dabo has to say.
Sure, you'll probably be disappointed not to have all 3 points, but how do you reflect back on that performance tonight?
I think, as you said, it's disappointing in the nature that we started really well in the first half in terms of getting the goal. Lou had a great chance to make it 2, and we come in at half time really positive with the performance, and then to start the second half in the nature that we did was obviously really disappointing, but I don't know how that happened. Our heads dropped. We carried on going, and we know that it was always going to be a tough game. They're a team that got a lot of quality, but as I said, probably a tad disappointed not to finish forward in the national break win.
Yeah, so I coming out of the second half, letting that happen. I don't know how you let that happen. I really don't. Deflection, but I don't care. You don't let that happen. We were still in the locker room, and that was so effing frustrating. So frustrating. And he's frustrated too. I mean, they want to go out and finish the game off, but fair play to Birmingham City. They came out to win.
And while there may be that disappointment not to come away with that win, how important was it for you as a side to make sure that regardless of what happened, you didn't get beaten, you kept that unbeaten run going? Yeah,
definitely. When a tough punch like that goes in, you just have to reset as a team. And I feel like they didn't have too many quality chances after that, and probably neither did we. But it was probably.
I thought Birmingham City had a better chances in the second half. Am I right or wrong? I think it took the stuffing out of us a little bit. So our heads didn't drop, but it definitely took the stuffing out of us.
Tight full game, and as I said, it's such a game of fine margins at the minute, but we're not far away from being a really good team. You can see the stuff we're working on in training, and it's close to really clicking. So we just know we've got to keep nailing down the stuff that we're working on, and come back after the international break and try and turn these draws into wins.
Yeah, we got to get them into results. All the training and working hard, training and prayers and vitamins, but all just we got to turn them into 3 points. We do. And there's good points. There are good points out there. I think yesterday was a decent point, but it was good. It's a point. But I wanted the 3. But we got to turn 1 point into 3 points. Got to turn the training into results. It just has to happen. I mean, I'm not going to settle for mid-table. I don't think the manager, I don't think the owners put in the money to get mid-table. They're going for it. So those have to turn into result. They have to turn into results, and we'll get there. We'll get there. I believe we will get there. But it's all about part of the process. Trust the process. I understand that.
To touch on that, you've obviously had quite an intense schedule this past week. Does it feel like you are making progress in the right direction, though, as a side?
Yeah, definitely. You look at the last week, it's been 3 games where you could easily be coming away with 6-7 points, and everyone's raving about the team and how well they're doing. But because of that such tight nature of the league and the quality of the league, we just know that there's a few little things that we need to be better at. And I'm sure when we do that, we can really be a strong force going forward with the attacking play. We're scoring lots of goals. I'm sure we've scored in every game. And, we just know that there's a couple of things defensively that we really need to keep working on in training and get back to that real defensive solidity that we had last season.
At some point, we gotta. I don't know when it's going to happen. Somebody give me a when. At some point, start clicking. Nearly there. That's going to run out, and I hope it runs out because we're clicking. So I think we give that the start clicking probably to the end of October. Nearly there. Working on in training. I'll give it to the end of October. I guess I would say maybe that's called Halloween. There's actually a game on Halloween. That we're leaning on that a lot. We're leaning on that a lot. Nearly there. Got time to gel. All those buzzwords, So I'll give it to the rest of this month. I will. November 1st. And hopefully we're gelled or nearly there, or whatever the hell they want to say.
International break now. Can it provide quite a key moment for you to build on the progress that you have made and be ready to go again as soon as you're back?
Yeah, definitely. I think, as we touched on earlier, it has been such a demanding little schedule, so probably needs a little reset as a group to spend a little bit of time with family, and then come back really, as I said, working on the stuff that we know we need to be better at, and the stuff that we're doing well to really turn these fine margins into wins. And like you've seen in the Championship at the minute, it's such a tight league, and all it takes is a few wins in a row to really climb up. So there's plenty of positivity in the changing room. We know how close it is to really gelling, and
here it is.
Like you said, I think this will be a good opportunity for us to really work on that.
There it is. He's right, though. We could get a couple 2-3 wins in a row. Let's say we get 9. Let's say we win 3 on the bounce. Shoot right up the table. That's the good news. We could shoot right up the table. A couple good results in our way. We're right back there. So, but yeah, he's been playing well, Dobson. I got to give him credit for that. He's been doing really well. Again, my fear is that he gets run into the ground. But we got to have a coverage. Got to get Thomason back. That said, he's right. We got a couple 2-3 results in a row against teams. We got Stoke when we could just come back on the 18th. We shoot right up the table, and it's all there for the taking. We just got to go and do it. So I hate to say this. It's going to sound. I'm frustrated, but I like where the team is at. I think the table is not. I think the table doesn't show where we actually should be, but the table doesn't lie. You know, we drop points. We drop points where I don't think we should have dropped points, but we maybe won some games. I don't think we won a game yet that we probably shouldn't have won. I think we've only won the other way, in my opinion. JB65's in the house. What's going on? Hey, everybody. How are you? Hope you're well. And right now, the championship table feels wobbly. Middlesbrough looks shaky. Leicester look beatable. Birmingham way too high. Bristol City looks ready for a crash and burn. Good shout. The last 2 draws, really not the problem, in my opinion, says Chris. I like this, actually. Considering talent on both teams. The Southampton collapse, absolute dumpster fire at the end there. And draw against Sheffield Wednesday is why we are under potential table. That's a good shout right there. That's good. Thanks, Chris. I totally agree with you there. Clicking now, you're talking. Clicking now, you're talking. Click into gear. A safe click is when you have the right combination. That's right. If we can find a way to get 4 to 6 points out of the rest of October, we'll be in decent position, says Isaac, for now, which looks much easier. We've had a tough start to the season. Tough start to the season. By the way, talking about his jacket, it's 122 pounds on the site. So anyways, you want to get that jacket. But all in all, listen, a point at home against Birmingham City, the champions from last year, isn't bad. That's what I tipped. That's what I thought we'd do. Watching the first half and seeing what we did in the second half, I thought we could have gone and won the game. We just, for whatever reason, we did not go for it. Parkinson, you know, I think that goal took the stuffing out of us. Yeah. So, anyways, you didn't John O'Brien chance was by far the best chance in the game of your chance. I don't know what the fuck that says. Something about, I think it's O'Brien's chance. O'Brien should have put the ball away. He should have been admitted 2-0. He should have made it 2-0. And it was kind of bad. Okay. All right. Get everyone out of here. I think Ken's going to do a show in 2 hours, so I'll put a breakfast club up for them. He was going to do this one right here, but I'll put it up for the guys in 2 hours. Get something up for everybody. He was planning on doing it. I just woke up and I had 2 hours to kill. Not woke up. I had 2 hours to kill, so I figured I'd get this out of the way, which is good. Usually we do it on game day, but hopefully everyone had it there. Again, I'm frustrated. That's all it was. It's just frustration today. But going into the international break, you want to get that dub. They get those 3 points. You got to draw. Rest some players up. Get them back. Let's get Ollie back into the team. Get him playing and get Thomason going. Rest Windass. Get Kakache back close and go from there. So, yeah, next game we have is on the 18th of October. So, but we will be doing shows every day between now and then. So lots to talk about in the championship, lots to break down. So smash that like on the video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the local pundit, become a member if you want to, and get those bells on. Everyone, you know, enjoy your Saturday, and it's gonna stink in the next Saturday too. Not having a game. It's gonna be 2 weeks now. So get prepared to that. Mike says we're not playing up to the talent level yet. Not yet gelled. Parky not subbing well. Ineffective formation. Injuries. You pick. But our results put us close to the relegation zone. Yes, I agree with that. Basically, the chances in the game were even at worst, and O'Brien's chance was the best of the game, and he didn't score it by a mile. Morgan, that was the summary there. Anyways. We go again. And thanks all for coming in on that bombshell. We'll see y'all soon.